In this video, we will talk about coral reefs. So, what are coral reefs? A coral reef consists of skeletons of stony coral polyps, and those are put together. The skeletons arise when corals die because when they die, they leave their calcium carbonate skeletons behind. So on these skeletons, other corals can develop and grow, and so over a lot of time, more and more corals are built until they create a whole coral reef. The ecosystem of a coral reef is unique because it's a diverse collection of species that interact with each other and the environment. Corals depend on a special algae species called Xanthella. They live together in a symbiotic relationship, and the algae gives the coral food. As I mentioned before, corals live in a symbiotic relationship with these Xanthellas. So coral polyps depend on nutrients from the photosynthetic activities of these algae. So they produce organic compounds which the polyps need. Those nutrients are delivered to their hosts as fuel for metabolically expensive processes, such as tissue growth and constructing calcium carbonate skeletons. But the algae does not only give the corals food, it also gives the coral its color. The polyps are transparent, so they don't have any color, and the algae which sits inside the corals, the color of those shines through. The algae is here and has a green color, and the polyps are transparent, so they don't have any colors. So there are 3 types of coral reefs. So the fringing reef grows in shallow waters, and they are located near the coastline. They could also be separated from the coastline by a narrow stretch of water. We can find these reefs mostly around Sri Lanka and Thailand. Berry reefs grow parallel to the coast, but a lagoon separates them from it. Berry reefs are able to grow in deep water because the living corals often grow upon skeletons of corals that grew in the same time in the same area when sea level was lower, for example during the Ice Age. And the third type are the atolls, which grow in the surrounding of an island, and the island then sink relative to sea level. This mainly happens because of volcanic activity. Forming the island stops or was flooded as sea level rose after the last ice age. So, for example, the Maldives mainly consists of atolls. So here we can see the fringing reef, which is on the coast, the berry reef with the lagoon between the coast and the reef, and the atolls. Here was the island, and now there is just a lagoon, and here is the coral reef. So where are coral reefs found? They are mostly found in shallow water because the most reef-building corals rely on the symbiosis with the algae. Deep under the water, no sunlight shines through, and the algae can't do photosynthesis. They are also found in warm water areas because stony corals require tropical or subtropic temperatures.